Salespeople are always looking for the perfect pitch. The only question is, what exactly is perfect? Well, that depends on the different prospects you're going to be talking to. For some, it's a soothing tone that makes your prospect feel at ease. For others, it's a commanding voice that demands attention and respect. One thing is certain, the way in which you speak to prospects can make or break the deal. And in this video, I'll show you the 3 tips on how you can be more persuasive using tonality, pace, and cadence. Hey everyone, real quick, if we never met, my name is Vinny Hecht. I help B2B salespeople, leaders, and business owners all around the world cut through the noise and capture their prospects' attention so they can shorten their sales cycle, get more clients, without coming across as a sleazy salesperson. We get this done via one-on-one personalized sales coaching. Now let's get into the 3 tips on how you can be more persuasive using tonality, pace, and cadence. Tip number 1, use a conversational tone to activate the conversation and keep your prospect engaged. When you connect with the prospect on a call, your first objective is to deactivate their lizard brain and activate the conversation. The mistake that many salespeople make is by using an overly formal, rigid, or salesy tone when starting the conversation. Call it nerves, call it inexperience, call it horrible sales training, whatever it is, it's not good. They'll open up the conversation and say something that sounds like,
"Hey Jen, this is Vinny calling from X company. I know exactly what problems you're currently experiencing and I can help, and here's why."
Oof, think about it. When you attempt to sound professional, you'll scrap the chance of connecting with your prospect immediately. By sounding like this, all you're doing is activating your prospect's lizard brain, which in effect is destroying your chances of generating an opportunity. When your prospect hears the salesy tone, they right away think to themselves, this is a sales call. I'm about to be pitched and I need to hang up this phone now. So what's a better approach to your conversation with your prospect, Jen? Believe it or not, a great way to do this is by using a conversational tone. You can say something that sounds like, "Hey Jen, Vinny here. Was told that you're the go-to person who handles X at X company and wasn't 100% sure if that was correct, but real quick, did I catch you at a bad time?" Notice that there are no drastic changes in tonality. I'm speaking in a conversational tone that's natural and engaging. By speaking this way, I've activated our conversation and made it more likely that Jen will drop her guard and listen to what I have to say. If you want to be more persuasive, you need to be yourself. The more comfortable and confident you sound, the more likely your prospect will feel comfortable and confident engaging with you. So yeah, do yourself a favor and keep things conversational. Tip number 2, be dynamic with the pace of your conversation. In addition to your tone, the pace of your conversation also has a significant impact on how persuasive you'll be. When you're dynamic with the pace of your conversation, it means that you're varying the speed at which you're speaking. You're going to want to avoid speaking in the slow, monotone voice that bores your prospect into submission. And you're also not going to want to sound like you just ate 60 milligrams of Adderall, slammed 2 cups of coffee, because then your prospect is going to be like,
"Who the fuck is that guy?"
Let's be real. Most of us speak too fast when we're on the phone. We get excited, we want to get our point across, and we barrel through the conversation without giving our prospect a chance to breathe. Conversely, when you speak too slow, you run the risk of boring your prospect to death and triggering a fight or flight response. There's a time and place for talking slow and talking fast, so it's important that you have a good understanding of how to communicate with each of your prospects. For example, if your prospect is speaking to you in a tone that insinuates they're feeling low energy, then maybe it's time for you to pump up the energy. Speak at a faster pace, get excited about what you have to say, and give them something worth listening to. But conversely, if your prospect sounds confident and engaged in the conversation, speaking fast will make you sound like you're babbling or rambling. Slow your speech down, give them time to process the information you're sharing with them, and let them chew on what you're saying. I'll admit it, when I first started working in sales, I was guilty of speaking too fast. I would get so excited that I would rattle off all the features and benefits without asking questions first to understand what's important or the challenges they're running into. Needless to say, things didn't go over too well. But once I became more aware of my conversational pacing, I started to have more genuine and open conversations and started filling up my pipeline at a faster rate. So beware of how quickly or slowly you're speaking to your prospects and adjust accordingly. Tip number 3, be rhythmic with the cadence of your voice. Cadence is the way that your words flow. It is the rhythm in which you speak, the words you choose to emphasize, and the up and down movement of your pitch throughout your sentences. I like to call this vocal swagger. Think about your favorite rapper or musical artist. They have a way of saying certain things that makes their music more compelling and intoxicating to listen to, right? Well, it's the same thing for you as a salesperson. If you sound like every other boring salesperson out there, then what makes you stand out from the rest of the crowd? Just like with your tonality and pacing, your cadence needs to be conversational and intentional, not robotic and forced. By speaking with vocal swagger, you're creating intrigue and anticipation in your prospect, which will make them want to know more about who you are and what makes your product different. Here's an example of how I would apply some swagger to a talk track. So from what I understand, you're looking for a solution to help fill some gaps you're currently seeing in your business. And also, you don't have any time to waste. You want to move on things quickly. So if you're open to it, do you want to hear a bit more about how we can help specifically? This is Vocal Swagger, and it's a great way to add some intrigue and anticipation into your conversations with prospects. So there you have it. When you're able to control the tone, pace, and cadence of your voice, you can begin to engage your prospects in a way that feels more genuine and less salesy. To recap, the tonality of your voice is the first thing you should work on to be more persuasive. Tonality is one of the most important factors for being able to control a conversation. Secondly, we talked about the importance of pacing and how adjusting your speaking speed can have a big impact on how your prospect reacts to you. And lastly, we discussed how cadence refers to the way your words flow together and how it's important to be rhythmic when you're selling. By speaking with vocal swagger, you'll be able to engage your prospects without coming across as too salesy. So what are you waiting for? Get out there and start practicing. Use these 3 tips to improve how you communicate with your prospect and start closing more deals. If you want to go deeper and learn more about sales, influence, and persuasion, then I'm looking to take on a few more private coaching clients who want to end this year strong and make 2022 their best year to date. If you're hungry, coachable, and truly committed to crushing it this year, then click the link below to book your free one-on-one strategy call with me. We'll get clarity on the challenges you're currently running into, put together a game plan to overcome those challenges, and if it makes sense, we can talk about how we can work together to make this your best year yet. Again, if you're hungry, coachable, and willing to execute, then click that link below to schedule the call. Appreciate your time. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you dig the content. I'll catch y'all later. Till next time, peace.